How's it going this morning?
Well, it's going better than it was last night.
Yeah?
If we were to replay the tape, you would see me say something along the lines of, man, it would really suck to be puking your guts out at camp.
Barfing in the wilderness, I have not done it yet. I can't imagine it's nice.
Hopefully that'll never happen. Hopefully that'll never happen. I spoke it into being, apparently, because that's what I did last night.
Well, now we know what it's like, huh?
Whew. Anyhow.
So what's the plan today, then?
Gently roll forward.
How
Alright, let's roll.
Okay. you feeling?
I'm feeling alright. Been eating crackers and sipping on water all day, and it was a nice easy drive. No, it wasn't spectacular, but we got here at the end. This is just absolutely gorgeous. It's worth the drive. So we're going to air up and head into, is it Grand Junction, I guess? It's time to do a little bit of laundry.
Oh, better do that again.
Yeah. You're the only one in here, so it's okay. I'll forgive it this one time.
Right? Maybe, I don't know.
Alright, are we all ready to go again?
Meaning groceries next.
Groceries next.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is not coming to you from the wilderness. We are in a nice little hotel here, freshly showered, mostly well rested. And all this spawned from a couple of events. Mostly Sarah getting sick a couple days ago, and then myself getting sick. We decided, you know what? It's time, after 22 days on the trail, for a roof over our heads and a little bit of pampering. So I went out to dinner last night. Very, very needed stop. But now it's time to get back out in the wilderness. Let's go. All right, well, we have begun our ascent to the Grand Mesa. It's just phenomenal. I mean, we're down here at the floor of the valley. We were at 5,000 feet over in Grand Mesa, Colorado. We've climbed 1,000 feet, making our way over here to the base. And in just a minute, we will begin our climb, and in 4 miles, climb 4,000 feet. That's pretty doggone crazy. But looking forward to getting back to the altitude, because it is hot, hot, hot down here. Let's ride along. So how's the rig doing?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Still liking the platform?
Oh yeah. Comfy and capable.
Yeah?
And that's what I wanted.
So you liking the difference between the all-terrains and the mud-terrains?
Yeah. I think so now that we've actually like put it through some muddy stuff, I can tell the difference now.
Right.
That makes a big difference for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're airing down, I thought I'd take a minute to talk about how I felt like the Lexus was doing on this trip. And so far, she has been fantastic. I am really comfortable in the cab. Heating, cooling is fantastic. Heated, cooled seats, really nice. It feels very similar to driving the 4Runner, so I'm not having to really change a whole lot of what I'm doing. There are a few things that I have noticed are different. So with this big old bumper, the front end is definitely much heavier. Sometimes I'm having to watch some of those deeper cutouts in the trail and having to watch how quickly I take them. There have been a couple times where Kev's like, all right, now we're gonna do this at a quick clip because I'm filming, yada yada. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I dig into the ground. So that's definitely something to keep in mind right now. I do have the Icon suspension and it's working amazingly. I'm so comfortable and I'm finding that we're getting anywhere that we want to go, and it's so capable. Another cool thing that I'm really liking is the running boards or the rock sliders from Victory 4x4. I'm finding them to be very nice. I haven't had to necessarily slide on anything on them yet, but we have had some close rock interactions, and so I've made a little bit of contact, we'll put it that way. I also really like how they're not super intrusive. They don't stick out so far, but it's also enough for me to be able to stand on if I'm looking at something. I'm really liking it. Everything is working out really good. I'm finding everything to be very compatible. I'm very happy with all of our choices. Another cool thing that I'm really liking are the light force lights. We have a tendency to not always go late into the night, but we tend to not stop always right on time. So sometimes it's nice to have some super bright lights in the dark. So, loving the GX platform. Loving it so much. Right at home. That thing just touched my hand.
Did it really?
Yes. I do not have anything to feed you.
Hey, that's it.
She just touched my foot.
Just be still.
Yes! Oh! The tickle of mine.
Pick my spot by a big tree, and I look around, and there's like 3 deer, and they're like, and I'm like, well,
So you didn't get the privacy you were looking for?
no. But I guess I'm used to that. Motherhood just means you always got company when you're going to the bathroom. So,
Felt like home.
right? So just invited Caroline.
Can't get any privacy out here. Daggum deer watching you poo all the time. That squeak has been driving me crazy almost this whole trip. Now I know that this suspension has more miles on it than it really should before a good rebuild. There's 140,000 miles on these front coilovers and shocks. They've done exceptionally well, but it's getting loose. And while I was troubleshooting this squeak, I found that indeed the bushings are just shot. So that's where the squeak's coming from, that's where the clunks are coming from. Old Silver is going to get a full front end and rear end rebuild as far as tie rods, bushings, shocks, the whole 9 yards here in the near future. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yep, she gone. She done. So this whole time I thought it was the upper control arms, because that's always where that squeak has come from. But this one is just done. We're gonna put a band-aid on it with a bit of bow shield here and continue our way carefully. And then eventually back to New Mexico where we'll rebuild it all.
And, spots.
It's picnic time.
Yeah.
What we got today, folks?
Turkey sandwiches, the classic.
The classic.
Yeah, turkey sandwiches
And salami.
and salami.
And what do you got?
Pretzels.
Pretzels and
Lunchable.
Her
Lunchable.
fave.
So she gets a treat whenever we hit civilization, and
Gets
yesterday
to pick a Lunchable.
she got a Lunchable. So we don't eat those all the time, trust me.
Well, that's a big mama.
What is it, bossy? Huh?
You let me go out.
Good job. Good job.
Thanks.
Thanks for the help. Ready?
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Thanks.
it is bread.
All right, well, we've been driving this little trail, looks like a dead-end trail, to this alpine lake for probably a couple hours now. Awesome, technical, tight, trees down, boulders, you name it. I didn't even get to film a fraction of it because it was just so much fun driving it. But I did get some of the best stuff. My co-pilot, she's well, she's taking a break. All those gates must have worn her out. But now, it appears as if we have arrived at our destination, and I wonder, has it been worth all the effort? Well, after a bit more research, determined that, hey, Sidekick's awake, that this trail actually does pass through. That's the first time that I've had a bit of a discrepancy between the NVUM layer and the actual NVUM, which is why it's important to have both. I think the symbol that's used on the Gaia GPS layer is just different, and I interpreted that to be an ATV or UTV trail. It's actually open to both. So there wasn't a great place to camp at that beautiful lake, so we're going to roll down the other side of the mountain here and see what we can find. In the meantime, we're all snacking on pretzels. I think this side's going to be easier because, well, you know, I just have this intuition. I kept noticing big boulders that had been pulled off of the road, and I was like, that's kind of weird. Somebody went to a lot of effort.
Somebody busting up rocks?
Yep, they are.
Hey, Boo Bear. You listening to your bookie book?
How's the fridge been doing?
Excellent,
Yeah.
as always. Let's make some birthday burgers.
Birthday burgers.
Birthday burgers.
Let's do it.
How's that for creative genius?
Guys, everything is fine now.
Just 2 of them.
We got 2 plates.
Alright.
Happy birthday to you.
No.
Oh, there's more?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got some
Oh,
popcorn
you
popper.
stinker. You said that they didn't have any. Look at you. Thank
Well, this
you.
Walmart had some.
All right.
Let's pop us some popcorn
Let's
to
get it.
celebrate.
Let's get it going.
It's popping. It's popping.
Look at
You did good this time.
Last time you burnt it.
Yep. Yeah. And it was like half popped.
Oh.
And you're
Oh,
like,
it was an old
it was
one.
I was about to say, and you blamed it on it being old.
I think it was.
You think it was?
For sure.
For sure.
Uh-huh. You're supposed to share. Let's Go Overland is sponsored by viewers like you. If you like following our adventure, then please support us on patreon.com/lifestyleoverland.